I originally planned on just re-editing my older videos and uploading them once they are copyright friendly. I was about to do the Stardom roster video I had done earlier, but realized it would be so out of date that there would be no point. So here you go, a completely new, made from scratch video, a guide to the Stardom roster. If you are looking for a complete history on each wrestler, then this video is not for you. I will just be giving the bare basics of each wrestler. Some things to remember while watching this video though. I am American, so all dates that appear in this video, and any others for that matter, are going to be going by the format month, day, year. Alright, here we go. Queen's Quest is the promotion's militaristic faction. They are arguably the most serious about the wrestling part of wrestling, and wish to push it as far as it can go. They wish to be the best and make Stardom the best. They were originally created by Io Shirai when she turned heel and betrayed her longtime friend and partner, Mayu Iwatani. She quickly snatched up two young and promising talents in the promotion and created her army. Unlike any other group on the roster, Queen's Quest would not coddle you. You were to stand on your own and protect yourself. Quickly after their creation, the heel part was dropped, and they basically became the tweener group of the promotion. They later added Azumi, another young but promising wrestler, to the group, while Momo Watanabe was injured. When Io Shirai tried to go to the WWE for the first time, Queen's Quest was in trouble, but soon after Io returned and rewarded Viper with a spot on the team for trying to protect her teammates. The group would stay the same until the Stardom draft, where Hazuki was taken away by Oedo Tai, and Io added Konami, B.A. Priestley, and Chardonnay. Shortly after, Io Shirai left the company to go to the WWE, and Queen's Quest leader has kind of been thrown on Momo for the time being. Utami Hayashishita recently joined as well after winning the Goddesses of Stardom Championship titles with Momo Watanabe. Momo Watanabe is the current face and leader of Queen's Quest. Although she never specifically said, it's pretty easy to assume that she is, with her having a win over Io Shirai before Io left. She is being pushed to be the next ace of Stardom, and although young, is proving that that choice wasn't such a bad one. Konami is a master at the technical side of wrestling. She is very charismatic when needed, and is young. Out of all the wrestlers in Stardom, she could very well be the next Maiko Satomura, Io Shirai, or Asuka. Someone who stands above all of the rest because of their amazing in-ring ability and charisma. She was trained by Asuka and has been on the fast track ever since she signed to Stardom. Azumi is both the most experienced wrestler in Queen's Quest and the youngest. Having the ability that transcends her age, she is regularly talked about as being the future leader of Stardom like Io Shirai was. Don't expect her to win too much over anyone who isn't considered a rookie though, as her age holds her back from being where she deserves to be on the roster. Stardom Super Rookie. She has went from the newbie to upper mid-card, lower top card levels immediately. It was a good choice as her ability is at least mid-card level, and I couldn't think of another person who could pull off the super rookie gimmick like she has. Keep your eyes on her as she will quickly rise up and could very well hold a singles belt in her first year. One of the more frequent foreigners in Stardom, she is big and tough, one of the best big woman wrestlers in the world, and used to be a part of Oedo Tai. She has kind of become Queen's Quest's big sister. It's clear that she gets along very well with the members and is there to protect them. A recent addition to the team, up until the Stardom draft, she was not affiliated with any group in the roster, but tended to just team with another foreigner. After being drafted to Queen's Quest, she seemed to fit right in. You can really tell that she considers it an honor to be a part of the group, as out of all of the foreigners in the group, she seems to geek out the most about it. It's actually very adorable how excited she gets when saying or doing anything Queen's Quest related. Chardonnay was added at the same time B.A. Priestley was, and they tend to be a tag team while in Stardom. The only difference is that now they rep Queen's Quest. She was the closest thing to a power wrestler Stardom had until Utami joined. I honestly couldn't find too much info on her, as everywhere I looked it didn't have anything. The lovable heel group of Stardom, Oedo Tai is the oldest group out of the current factions. Created by Kyoko Kimura, Hana Kimura's mom, Oedo Tai was a place for the like-minded cheaters of the Joshi world. Regularly having the foreigners make up most of the members, Oedo Tai has shifted and changed over the years. Currently, Kagetsu is the leader, and her second-in-command, Hazuki, was snatched away from Queen's Quest during the Stardom draft. Natsu Sumire was added during what some people like to call the golden era of Oedo Tai, when everyone was together and everything seemed great. Like with any group of villains, they had their fair share of falling outs. The group at the time was almost broken up with the addition of Sumire, annoying and angering Hana Kimura and Tam Nakano. They were able to overcome that obstacle and later added both Nao Yamaguchi and Martina to the group during the Stardom draft. Now they are kind of weak, with Hana Kimura betraying them and leaving, Nao being injured for what seems like forever, and Martina not being there all the time since she is a foreigner. Luckily, their cheating antics usually make up for any disadvantage they might have in any given match. Kagetsu is the current leader of Oedo Tai. She has taken over as the ace of the company after Io left. There are not that many wrestlers in the world who are as charismatic and talented in the ring as she is. She is solely responsible for making Oedo Tai one of the most entertaining factions in wrestling, and continues to marvel with her physical prowess. Hazuki is the ex-Queen's Quest second-in-command, and is now Oedo Tai's second-in-command. After being taken by Kagetsu in the Stardom draft, Hazuki quickly warmed up to them and became just as corrupt and despicable as the rest of the group. No matter what group she is in though, she is one of the most talented and promising from the next generation. Natsu Sumire is one of the few regularly occurring Japanese wrestlers who is not signed to Stardom. Don't let that stop you from backing her though, as she is there for pretty much every single show they put on. She is honestly one of the best storytellers in the world right now, being able to tell you everything you need to know with just her body language and facial expressions. Anything she is a part of becomes amazing. Nao Yamaguchi is a weird one for me. Joining Stardom clearly a babyface, she shortly after got chosen in the draft. Since then, they have obviously brainwashed her and made her loony, as she is by far one of the craziest members of the group. She went from being an obedient dog to Oedo Tai's manager. She experienced some kind of injury and has been sidelined for what seems like an eternity, now acting as the manager instead of an active wrestler. The only official foreigner in Oedo Tai right now, as she was actually chosen during the Stardom draft. Her being a foreigner, she is not around nearly as much as the other members, but enough to be considered a regular right now. Her antics are very goofy and could be off-putting if you prefer a more serious wrestling style. Stars is essentially Stardom's face group, at least that is what it is looking at it at face value. Stardom really doesn't do faces and heels, and really just kind of has characters for the most part. I hesitate calling these guys faces because they cheat just as much as any other group, minus Oedo Tai, so there really is no difference between Stars and Queen's Quest, for example. What I consider Stars is really the popular group, with a couple of exceptions. Stars is made up of the most popular wrestlers in terms of having fans, and the leftover wrestlers who weren't picked by anybody else. The people who regularly get the most streamers and sell the most merch tend to be in this group. They all have a good guy appearance, even if their actions don't necessarily match that sometimes. Stars was created by Mayu Iwatani and has been really unorganized for the most part. She is a really bad leader, and Stars tends to not even have the same goals and motivations amongst its members. Mayu Iwatani is one of the original Stardom wrestlers from the promotion's introduction. She is regularly considered one of the best women wrestlers in the world, easily being able to keep up with the likes of Io Shirai. Without a doubt, Mayu is one of, if not the best, bumper and seller in the world. She can easily make any move look like it's a final attack out of a video game. Saki Kashima was around back in Stardom's infancy, but retired shortly after. She came back recently and joined right up with Mayu and is currently second place in Stars. She is a chaotic wrestler, and by that I mean her wrestling style seems to have no guidelines. She does so many different things that it almost seems like she just does whatever she can from that position and rolls with it. Tam Nakano is one of the most interesting people in wrestling. She used to be an idol, she knows Kung Fu, she is a certified pyrotechnician and makes fireworks as a hobby, and she used to participate in death matches. Even though she is a great wrestler, she seems to get screwed over by Mayu again and again. Starlight Kid is pretty much the brighter and more popular version of Azumi, someone who is too talented for her age and is not where she belongs to be on the card. The difference is that Starlight Kid is super popular and sells a lot of merch, so she seems to be at least favored more than her counterpart. She could easily be the top star in Stardom in the future. Shiki Shibusawa is a low mid-carder at best, and that shouldn't be too surprising as she is still pretty new to wrestling, having only wrestled for a couple years now. She is slowly progressing and becoming better. She is able to not bring down a match when going against someone much more talented though, and she is pretty popular among Japanese fans. Hanan is one of the leftovers that I talked about earlier. She was not directly chosen by Mayu, so while she is a part of Stars, they don't tend to really shine a light on that unless necessary. She is really young, even younger than Azumi, so don't expect too much out of her right now, but she has a lot of potential. The Foreigner of Stars, Natsumi was chosen in the draft, making her an official member. She is the daughter of Mary Apache and actually debuted in Stardom. She's pretty talented for her age and could very well be a prominent force in the future. Arisa is another wrestler from the beginning of Stardom, but just like Saki, she didn't stick around and left wrestling. She just came back a couple days ago at the time of writing this script. While I'm not sure if she will be a part of Stars, it's pretty clear that she will be, as she is already teaming and acting buddy-buddy with her old partner Mayu Iwatani. She is known for her wicked kicks, which she will have some competition for Best Kicker in Stardom this time around. Although never specifically stated, I'm pretty sure Rina and Hina are in Stars. Being Hanan's younger twin sisters, they for the time being seem to be teaming together and with Hanan more than anything. It's too early to really say anything about them, but their style is heavily influenced by their background in judo, just like their sister Hanan. Jungle Assault Nation, or JON for short, was created by Jungle Kiona after she felt that Mayu and Stars did not treat them right. During the Stardom draft, not a single team chose any of the members of the then called Team Jungle. Instead, Mayu just said that she would take everyone else, which angered Jungle. They fought, and after winning, Jungle said they were splitting off to create the fourth faction of Stardom. Shortly after, they changed the name to JON and also recruited Ruka and Leo Onozaki. While this team objectively is the weakest one in the promotion, I believe that they are just as important as any other groups. Jungle has made a family, and that family is JON. Jungle Kiona is the leader of not only JON, but also the Locker Room, taking on the role of Locker Room Mother after Kairi Hojo left for the WWE. She is clearly well loved and respected by everyone in Stardom. She is the number one power wrestler in Stardom and easily the closest thing to a babyface they have. Although she is incredibly talented, she seems to care more about being a team with her group than to progress her singles career. The second in command of JON, and one of the most improved wrestlers in the promotion. Starting out as a little scrappy woman, Natsuko completely revamped herself and took on the style of power wrestling. She tends to be incredibly cocky and antagonistic with the rest of the roster, and constantly causes fights. With that said, she seems to be completely loyal to Jungle and supports her with her goals. Kaori Yoneyama is not signed to Stardom and is there a lot of the time, but is noticeably gone for extended periods every now and then. She is a veteran in Joshi wrestling and is incredibly talented. although in Stardom she plays a role of mid-carder who wrestles the young girls and rookies a lot. Ruka is for sure going to be a main player in the future. She has the size and ability to become one of the best power wrestlers in wrestling if she wanted. Being recruited to John after not being chosen during the draft, Ruka seems to be completely loyal to her group and fights with her teammates even if she is outmatched. Leo Onozaki debuted this year and since has made small strides in her ability since then. She is slowly progressing and adding more moves to her repertoire. She is currently injured and does not have a specific date for her return. Stardom has, from pretty much the very beginning, been a huge advocate of bringing in foreign wrestlers for short stints. This allows two things: to keep things fresh by having new faces to wrestle the signed talent, and also allows them to realistically extend the time in between dream matches. When there is a continuous stream of foreigners coming in, it makes more sense why Momo Watanabe and Jungle Kyona have only had 4 singles matches against each other in their careers, with 2 being from tournaments. Over the last couple of years, there have been some repeating faces coming to Stardom, so while I am not going to talk about everyone who has come, I will highlight some big players or people I feel might be reoccurring faces in the future. There are a number of Japanese wrestlers that frequent Stardom, but are not in a faction or signed in Stardom. Most of these are just top wrestlers from other promotions, but one in particular is a steady force in the promotion. Hana Kimura is not signed to Stardom, but she is there for pretty much every single show. She used to be a part of Oedo Tai until very recently when she turned on them. Now she has a completely new gimmick that has split fans. With her leaving Oedo Tai, she doesn't seem to be a main player in the promotion anymore, delegated to mid-card. There you have it, a brief guide to the current Stardom roster. Stardom has one of the best rosters as every single person, even the rookies, are enjoyable to watch. This video needed to be remade since even less than a year has passed since the last one, but so much has changed. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed.